Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, because there'll be some people will see this live in the morning, some people will see it in the afternoon, some people will see it during at night, whatever the time zone you in. Hello to you, to my new followers. Hello, 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 hello. So nice to connect with you. Today, I just want to give some encouragement to someone who has been at that place and you know that there's a different calling for you to do. You know that there is something for you to do. And it kind of reminds me in Genesis 12, 1 through 3, when God told Abram that to leave and I will show you where to go. We are people who like to have some form of direction. He didn't tell Abram, okay, to pack up and then I'm going to take you to this place. And when you get there, this is what's going to happen. And you have a plan. Because typically when we go on trips or we move into an area, we already have either a job secured or we have a reason to go to that location, or we have a plan. We have an itinerary. We have something, an idea that we want to do. We say we're just going to pack up and we're just going to go. But we have some kind of idea of what we're going to do, how we're going to move, and what things are going to be like. But God did not give him those directions. He told him, go and I will show you what to do. What you mean? Many of y'all are in that place where you're wanting to move forward. You know that there is something better for you to do. You know that there is something different for you to do, but you packed, but you trying to put something in a GPS. You're trying to figure out what is this next destination going to look like. So you're trying to stay in that planning stage to say, I'm going to figure it out. Many times, whenever we're walking towards purpose, it is revealed along the journey. So I just encourage you that if you are at that place and you know that it's time for me to move, you know that it's time for me to shift, you know it's been time for me to update that resume, you know that it has been time for me to start shifting and go to this next level, you know that it's time for you to launch that ministry. You've had that business idea long enough. Now it's time. You've written a business plan. You've talked to your people. You've kept saying what you're going to do, I'm going to do. You've packed up. So now it's time for you to get in that car and go through the process. We don't know what this looks like. This thing is something new for you. It may seem like it's unfamiliar, or you may have been there and you felt like you have failed before. But I say to you, try again. The reason why it is within you to do it because you have been called to it. The reason why you keep feeling that thing and you keep feeling uncomfortable is because that is something that you are supposed to be doing. So you have to make that choice. You have to make that choice to say, I am going to do different. I am going to choose to walk this thing out because I am not going to let myself die in this season. I'm not going to let myself be at a place wherein I take my last breath and all those things that were inside of me that should have been birthed out, those things that I should have been doing, now they're going on to the grave. Do not let your purpose go to the grave. Do not let that business go to the grave. Do not let your purpose go to that grave. There is something for you to do. So I say to you, pack up. We don't know sometimes what this journey of life will bring to us. But what we do know is that we have to rely on a greater strength within us and know that it is not meant to look like someone else. You're not meant to be compared to someone else. You are meant to be you. You're not supposed to have that next ministry like the one that's on major platforms. You're supposed to have your ministry. You're not supposed to have that next business like the person that you are admiring. You're supposed to have yours. Yes, it's good to be able to get guidance. Yes, it's good to be able to get the support. But ultimately, it's up for you to work. It may not seem like it's popular, but it's yours. You were meant to stand out. You were meant to stand out. So allow yourself to stand out. Allow yourself to come forth. Allow yourself to do the work that you need to do to be able to get where you need to be, because greater is calling for you. No longer sitting around trying to get a plan together. When God said, go, Abram, if Abram would have been like, okay, now what we're going to do when we get there? What does this look like? What does this look like for my life? No, he trusted. He trusted in the promise, and he kept going, not even knowing. We be looking around like, okay, God, what does this look like? What does this do for me? How can I get to this place? What does this look like for me? How can I really say I'm going to do something different? How can I really say that life is going to be different? Because I've been this way for so long. I've been at this place for 20 years. But he says, I want to do something renewed in you. I want to refresh you. I want to bring a refreshing to you. I want to do a different thing in you. But are you willing to go through the process? Are you willing to be able to trust the thing that has been speaking into your spirit, that's been telling you to move, that's been telling you to go to something greater, that's been telling you to stay no longer in that place, that there is something for you to do? So yes, there is something for you to do. So let's go do it. Pack up. It's not supposed to be familiar when you're going to a place of purpose. It may not feel familiar whenever your heart has been broken and now you're going through a divorce and now you're trying to navigate life as a single mother or a single father. Yes, it may be different now whenever you're going to that place and you're trying to figure out what's going to be next. Do I fill out this resume? What do I do? What am I supposed to say? Yes. But sometimes it's in the process. Sometimes it's in the steps. Sometimes it's in the packing. Sometimes it's just cranking up your car that you realize where you're really going and what this really looks like along the journey. So I say to you today to make that decision. Make a decision to not let purpose die. Make a decision to know that you're not just here to exist, but you're here to live. We sing this song. It says at the end of our service, it says it's good to be alive, but it's better to live. Meaning there are many people that are here that are just going by the daily motions. You can predict what you're going to do from day to day. Life is just who it is. And people say life and be life. And it is what it is. And we just gotten comfortable. But there's a change that needs to happen. You know that there's something different. You know that call has been calling on you. You've been distracted. You've gotten off focus. But now it's time to pack. Now it is time to move. So how do you start doing that? Number one, know what you know that you know. That means you have to learn to be able to trust yourself and not go by what your feelings are. Whenever Elijah was in that place in 2 Kings, the 19th chapter, and he had done all, you look at chapter 17 through 18, he was doing some mighty things, healing, killing the prophets of the people who were serving as false prophet, God of Baal, all that stuff that he did, helped the woman who was a widow. He did all those things. But something he perceived in his mind caused him to go into a cave. And you know what? Whenever he heard that voice from God at that moment, why are you here? He was not concerned about his feelings because he was telling him, purpose is calling you. And this is where I'm telling you to go. We cannot allow our feelings, distractions, and all that to consume us and take us away from where we need to be. We need to be 10 toes, not only 10 toes down, and if you have extra toes, you need to have 10 toes and 10 hands. And if you don't have all those, put your elbows in. And if you don't have that, put your head in it. You need to be all in. Whenever you're going into purpose, you need to be all in. Whenever you're trying to do better, trying to save your marriage, you need to be all in. Helping your children, all in. Going to purpose, all in. It's all or nothing. Because whenever I begin to start doing things halfway, then I'm not really doing it. Because I'm putting some effort into it, but it's not at the place where I'm really doing something because I'm in and I'm out. And you think about people that do this here, they do that hop skip. Something's going to be left behind when I'm skipping back and forth. Something's going to be left behind if I'm not all in. So be all in today. Pack up, because it's time to go. No longer being at that thing of what's next or trying to figure it out. Walk forward on today. Pack up. Know within your know. Trust yourself and embrace the process and the road ahead, because greater peace, love, joy is calling you in that land. So have a great day. And as always that I say, walk in purpose. See you in the next video.